All right, I'm back. So I want to talk about something that is very important, which a lot of people may not even know could be the cause of some of the AC issues they are having in their Peugeot cars. Now, when I bought my Peugeot 607 V6, that's a Z9. You know, I actually bought it from the first user, so I'm more like the second user of that car. So when I got the car, from what I gathered, from the first user, the first person that bought it brand new, that's the first user. So they said they used the car for a while. Then after some time, they packed the car because the person has a lot of vehicles. So in fact, when I bought that car, it was the oldest vehicle in that compound. So from what I gathered from him, and what I know about the car before I bought the car was parked for like, eh, give or take, about 3 years, 2, 3 years. Even if it was, it was just barely used, and that's why I got it at low mileage, around 60 something thousand mileage, kilometers, kilometer mileage. That's what I mean. So they weren't using the car that much. So because they parked the car for long, so when I got it, yes, the AC was working, but not as good as I would expect. I could tell then on hot afternoon. I mean, sometimes it's as good as not even using the AC because no matter what I do, I just don't feel that cold coming out from the vent. Even if it will, in fact, at some point I will have to increase the blower speed close to the mass, which is I hardly do. It's like in my forces. If I could remember at some point, there was one particular day I put it to the max. It was just that bad, and I put it to the maximum speed. That's the blower. The next very day, the next very day, the the blower resistor died. You know, which I know I've done a video about this or written an article about this. Why I don't subscribe to people that maybe when their car is overheating, they put on the AC blower to the maximum speed. Well, it may save you in that case just to reduce the overheating, but I prefer to use other methods uh, to keep the car from overheating. So that I won't have to start spending more money in fixing other things other than the overheating issue. I know that resistor, even though it's there, but once you put it to the highest speed for a long time, it usually reduces the lifespan. Sometimes it will go burn, and I don't know. Let me just skip it anyway. So I actually replaced the blower, and it got to a point I just get fed up. And for what I gathered from the first owner, first owner when I got the car from, said they've never actually done any work on the AC. The AC has always been working. So because of that, I just wasn't comfortable to go and fix the AC. In fact, at the point I thought maybe that's how the AC of Z9 is. You know. So I was like, rather than taking it to somewhere they will mess it up, I was just using it. So it got to close to 1 year. I just say no, enough is enough. So I took it somewhere here in Abuja, and I bought my own gas, took it there. That's the Freon. Took it there, and I explained to the AC technician my observation. And funny enough, when I got there, the AC was even working, but it was working because the weather wasn't that cold. So two of us now put head together, and eventually he told me, or we arrived that the best option for this is let's let us remove the old gas in the system. It's probably that when that car was parked for a long time, or when it wasn't being, because the owner wasn't using the car that often. Even when he parked it for 3 years, I think once in a while, maybe he may drive it and park it again. He'll be using other vehicles. So that it's possible that the gas has failed, or I don't know, something has happened to that gas in the system or the Freon. So that the best option, let's drain it and put a new gas. So I brought out my gas, and that's exactly this one on the picture. So I brought it out and gave him. So he drained. All he did, it wasn't like a big deal. He just released the gas to the valve. And he put the new gas, and that's all. Ever since he did that, he put the fresh new gas in. It's over 6 months now. No matter how hot the weather is, I'm talking about here in Abuja, no matter how high or hot the climate or temperature is outside the vehicle, I don't think since I put this new gas, I've ever gone beyond 2 step or the AC blower to speed 2. I've never gone that. It now works the way my phone does. And so of course the difference is because it's bigger, the inside is bigger, so it takes a little bit more time before it starts. But other than that, I've never, the shading is just like the phone for over 6 months now without replacing any part. Now the reason why I'm doing this video is when you are having this kind of issue, it's possible that it's from the gas is the cause. Now remember, Pojo says in most of their is it their user manual or workshop manual? I actually forgotten that at least every 7 days, switch on your AC gas and run it for like at least 10 minutes. No, not the AC gas. I mean, just switch on your AC and run it for like 10 minutes. Because I know a lot of people, for some reasons I don't even understand, they will tell you, oh, no, they don't like putting on their AC. Even though their AC or their car air conditioning system are working very well. But they won't put it on because they want to save fuel. I don't understand human beings. They will rather suffer, be sweating like he-goat, causing some diseases on their body because of those sweat and heat on them. They will rather suffer those things and put on AC to stop, to stay healthy or, reduce those suffering or even prevent it completely. They will rather say just because they want to save fuel. So they won't use the AC year after year, even if they use it maybe once in 3 months or thereabout. So, but Pojo says, even if you're that type of person that is so miser, you don't want to spend money, you just want to, everything around you must save, fine. Or maybe, so there are some people that have health issues that air conditioning is not good for them. So that's also considered. They don't like, AC is not good for their body. So because of that, it doesn't matter how good their AC is. So they can't use it, even if they wanted to. So fine, but just say at least once in a week or 7 days, start the vehicle, switch on your AC, run it for like 10 minutes or thereabout, then switch it off. Now it helps to cool, to keep the AC system well regulated, and especially the gas, the system. Remember, the AC system is, especially the compressor, has lubricants in it. That compressor is just like every other engine. It's just like your car engine inside that your vehicle in the engine bay. It has its pistons and almost 4 pistons, crankshaft and all that. So it needs to be lubricated and also it also helps the cars to stay active, not to deteriorate. So I believe that was what happened in my 607 case, because it wasn't being used. So he ended up, this message just popped up. So he ended up maybe ruining the gas, the gas deteriorated and was doing that until I removed the gas and put a fresh one. So my advice is, if you're having issue, maybe your gas, your AC in the hot afternoon, you don't feel it anymore. You just be blowing hot air or even if it chills, chilling, but it doesn't chill as cold as it's supposed to. Maybe this is the cause. I'm not saying that gas is the cause of all the symptoms. Once you have this kind of symptom, that it must be gas. No, it may not be the AC gas or Freon. It could be something else. But I know I talked about what is it called, expansion valve in one of my videos, which could also cause this kind of thing. But before you go about changing the parts in your AC system, maybe you should try flushing out or removing the old gas and put a fresh original one, which brings me to the second reason I'm doing this video. Always use original gas. Most times people just go and buy all the cheap gas because they don't want to spend money in putting original gas. And buying those cheap fake ones will end up damaging your compressors. Yes, your AC compressor. Fake gas will damage it. There's no two ways about it. This particular one, which is the brand is Westron. That's the brand of this car. Or that's the brand. Westron, that's R-134a. I've been using this gas in my phones for the past 4 is it up to 4 years or so? Whenever the AC gas leaks out or something, this is what I've been using. So, and I've never had any issue with it or replacing any component of my phone's AC system. Yes, the gas is expensive, but at least your system will stay intact, nothing gets damaged. It has different sizes. The one on this picture is about 500 grams. Here in Abuja, it costs about 2,500 for this one. They have one of 380 grams. That one I think is about 1,500 or so. So I don't know, but all I know is this is the size I usually buy, which is 500 grams. So you're looking at 2,500 per container. And these are most of our Peugeot cars takes about 800 grams to fill up the AC system, to bring it up to at least 40 psi, the pressure in the AC system. So you are likely going to buy maybe this one, the 500 grams and the 380 grams, or you just buy 500 grams, then whatever remains, well, but at least the most important thing is to find what is caused, drain it, put this fresh one. So far here in Abuja, it's only one place that I do find this gas. So that's why this business card on the picture that is behind it is the person that sells it. Like I said, it appears it's only one person that sells this particular gas in Abuja. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the phone number on this card maybe in the comment section, and I'll pin it. And I also put the shop. It's actually for those in Abuja, the shop is at UTC area 10. So I'm going to put the details the best I can. You can call the number and then find out more details. So now don't take it the wrong way that I'm only suggesting that this is the only original or quality AC gas in the market. That's not what I'm saying. There could be other ones. In fact, there could be better ones than this one. I've heard of about 1 or 2 other brands that even cost more than this. But at least I know this one is a quality gas, and it has been serving me well for years without damaging any component, not just the compressor. No, because it doesn't damage any component, and it makes my AC system to chill very well. Yes, I know I've had so many cases where people put fake AC gas and it reduces the chilling. The AC stops chilling as it used to be. So mind you that AC gas also can affect the way the car chills. So I'm going to try my best. Probably I'll put it in the description of this video, or I'll put it on the comments. I'll just type it out on the comment and pin it so anybody who is interested will find the information there. So before you go about replacing part, wasting your distance, unless if there's a leakage, of course, if there's a leakage, you fix it. But if there's a leakage, of course, it's probably will also not chill very well, even when the weather is cold. But in my own case, when weather is cold, it chills. But when it becomes hot, it doesn't chill well anymore. So, and I changed this, put this gas over 6 months now. Works perfectly well, even at 40 degrees Celsius. Seriously, at 40 degrees Celsius ambient temperature, if I put on the AC, just speed two blower, the entire vehicle within maybe like a minute or two will become very, very cold. That's how good this gas is. So that's how I fix the problem with a simple thing without wasting money or doing anything. So I hope this video helps anybody who is having similar issues. Like I said, the name is Westron, and of course, model I think from 1995 or thereabouts, all Peugeot cars now use 134 system. So so if you have any Peugeot car that has that was produced around that from 95 upward, this 134 is what you need to use. I don't know if there's another system, maybe with the newer modern cars, Peugeot cars, that use a different number. But so far, from 95 to 2010 or 2015 or so, this is the gas that is good for. Anyway, let me just stick to what I know. So just find out which gas that is recommended for your car. As long as it's full, Peugeot 406, 207, 206, 307, 406, 607, this is the gas you can use. All right, that's all for this video.